Hi, my name's Walter Montero. I'm a real estate and mortgage agent here in Cambridge, Ontario, and I've had the privilege of serving our community since 1987. Over the years, I've met some great people here in our community in many different businesses and walks of life. Some, of course, are well known, and others are some of the best kept secrets in town. So the purpose of this podcast is to share and introduce them to you. Welcome to the I Love Cambridge
Jolean
podcast.
Maximino's in the house.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm awesome. Thank you. How are you?
Good, good. So the name of your business here is, well, first of all, Jolean is a past real estate mortgage client, and she is also, you're one of the owners, correct? Or the owner?
The owner.
The owner,
owner.
Messy Makers. Messy
Yes.
Makers. This sounds right up my alley because I'm good at making a mess. So I don't know
Aren't
if
we all?
to do with me. Anyway, tell us about Messy Makers.
So we are a small drop-in facility for kids ages 0 to 8. We have multiple different play areas for the kids that are set up. Like we have a mini little market, a toddler section, a grocery store. There is a playhouse, a mechanic station, sandbox, sensory bins, craft table, paint wall, all kinds of different things. There's something, like I said, for 0 to 8, there's something for everybody to do. We do offer drop-in plays from Monday to Friday from 9:30 to 2 p.m. And then the weekends we're closed for private bookings for birthday parties.
Very good. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's basically like a children's play center, I guess, really.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Sort of it. Okay, good. And
Yeah.
now your website says you can do drop-ins. You had just mentioned drop-ins or
Yes.
birthday parties. So tell who's using this business? What kind of notice would they have to give?
So the website's always open for bookings. The drop-ins, again, are open from Mondays to Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. We also do allow for private play dates where individuals can book them just to come hang out with a couple friends or whatnot. That's a 2-hour private play date session. And you have to call in to book that just so the opening's available to make sure that I don't have anything else scheduled. And that can be done anytime, Monday to Friday as well. And then pending birthday party bookings on the weekends, I can also fit in private plays. And then the birthdays, usually people are booking, well, again, everybody's very different and how much they plan ahead, but usually a minimum of 2 weeks ahead just to get everything in order and settled. But you can book anywhere up to a year in advance for birthday parties. We do them Saturdays and Sundays. There's 2 different options from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. And then there's 2 packages for that. There's the regular birthday party, which is basically 2 hours of the facility to themselves. They're responsible to bring in their decorations, pizza, cake, all that fun stuff. Or we have the ultimate package where I do everything. So you book the 2-hour facility, it's $375. It includes pizza, cupcakes, decorations, loop bags, take-home cookies, and everything that anybody's looking for a child's birthday.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty fun place to be. So now let me ask you. So when parents come in on the drop, like obviously on the party thing, I totally get. On the drop-in side of things, or even for setting an appointment, do the parents actually go with the child, or do they leave the child with you?
No, they have to stay with the child.
They stay with
So
the
it
child.
is-
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. In the
Okay.
future, we are going to open up some date nights and things like that where the kids can be left in our care.
Yep.
But for the time being, the parents do stay. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Now you had, when we first started the conversation here, you had mentioned that you've got a whole bunch of different sort of scenarios that the kids can play in. So
Yeah.
it seems they can really let their imagination run wild. Tell us a little bit about those different centers and what they do in them.
Okay. So the toddler specific area has a busy wall, which is locks and cupboards and ties and all that kind of stuff there that they can basically sensory activities. And
Yep.
then there's a bunch of toddler driven toys. So fit the shapes in whatever the case may be, baby generated things. And then we also have the busy table that it's the loop-de-loop, I call it. It's the little thing that you put the dots around and those kind of things. There is a puppet station in the toddler area as well with a full theater and multiple different puppets that they can do and host their own little shows. And then beside that, we have a market with all kinds of play food, a full cash register and till, with an actual working debit machine. And yeah, it's quite fun. And then beside that, we have a little playhouse. It's got a full kitchen in it, a table and chairs, the cleaning supplies, the Melissa and Doug cleaning set. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but a little broom and a mop and that kind of thing so that they can play house in and let their imaginations go there. Beside that is a mechanic station. So it's got a full work table, a garage for all the cars, a nice little bug painted on the wall for them to let their imaginations go, and a full set of tools. And I'm sure you can guess where that comes from, knowing my background. And then we have a big sandbox. It's about 8 feet by 5 feet. Big sandbox with a bunch of construction equipment that they sit in and do whatever they got to do in there.
Yes.
We have sensory tables that they change out every week with different sensory activities. So whether it's molding clay or beans, whatever the case is, there's 3 different ones at all times. And a large paint wall with various different colors set up that they can paint their own creations on a large sheet of paper. And then we just have random tables set up as well with different activities set for the day. So whether it's Lego, Play-Doh, puzzles, that gets switched out pretty often as well. And then our craft table. So the craft table has everything from crayons, markers, pom-poms, paper plates, paper bags, anything that they can use to make their imagination go and create some fun things. Right now, it's obviously Christmas themed. So they're making some gingerbread and Christmas trees, wreaths, and that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. So I got to ask you, when the kids come in, there's so much activity going on there. Do they go kicking and screaming when they leave? They must be having a riot.
Yes. I find actually for drop-in plays, it's not so bad. Obviously you get the odd kid that does not want to leave, but they've basically exhausted themselves to the point where they are ready to go home when it's time to go home, which is nice because they're younger. But with birthday parties, I find it's way worse. No one wants to leave. They scream and cry and tell their parents, no, 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 no. And we have quite the happy endings.
Nice. Very good. So tell me, how big is your facility? How big?
Roughly.
You're on Grow Avenue in Pittsburgh.
Yes, we're 181 Grow Ave, Suite 104A. We're on the ground level, and it's roughly 1,200 square feet.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And what's the capacity? How many kids can you guys handle?
The total capacity is 32, so kids and adults.
Okay, good. Very good. Awesome. And now, is there any particular activity that you find they gravitate to more? I have a feeling that ATM machine is probably a real hit.
Yes, it's definitely the market where like they can play store and cashier and stuff like that. But oddly enough, it's the sandbox.
Oh, really? Very good.
That's where everybody tends to gravitate to and hang out for the majority of their time is in the sandbox.
Yep. Good. Okay. So, now, the other thing I want to ask you was I mean, especially like my kids are all way grown up now. My concern with those types of centers way back in the day, not that there was something organized like this, but it was usually like in a McDonald's or something. I was always concerned about the cleanliness of those facilities. What do you guys do to ensure that your place, meets those higher standards that people are probably looking for these days?
Again, my background will come into that. Being of European descent, we definitely make sure that everything is clean at the end of every day and throughout the day at 3 different points. We clean and sanitize all items using Lysol and the 99.9% effective sprays and wipes. It is every individual thing is wiped down and cleaned on a daily basis 2 to 3 times a day. At the end of the night, everything is put back away, sprayed yet again. All the floors are swept, vacuumed, and mopped before leaving. And then same with the sandbox, all of the toys in there. Can't really do much about the sand itself, but it does sit for more than 24 hours at times. So it gets sprayed as well to the best of our ability.
Awesome.
But
Perfect.
yeah, regular cleaning methods are going on all the time.
Good. Perfect. Now, with regards to, you had mentioned the price for a party. What is somebody like, if I've got, do you pay per child or you What's the admission fees like, and give us a little breakdown on that.
So for drop-ins, it's $15 per child. Children 12 months and under are free with a paying sibling. And if you have a sibling over 12 months, it's $8 per sibling.
Okay.
For
Great.
drop-in.
Awesome. Yeah, very good. And are your hours any different during, let's say, PDA days or holidays or anything like that?
We tend to do them. It's on a per day basis, really, I guess, the availability of my staff. But for PA days, the last PA day we did open from 9 to 5, just to accommodate a little bit of a longer schedule.
Perfect. Very good. All right. Now, yeah, I think I asked you all the questions I wanted. Was there any question that I didn't ask you that I should have, or anything that you'd like to highlight?
I don't think so. I think we covered it. That's basically my little place in a nutshell.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to checking this place out. Karen had just told, how did you get involved in this? Tell me a little bit about that.
So I left my full-time job last year, my career, I guess I should say, and started focusing on opening something children-driven because I have 2 young ones myself, and we have absolutely nothing available in Cambridge for kids to go and play. The closest availability is Sky Zone, excuse me, in Kitchener. Next to that's Fun Villa, and those are all quite the drives, especially living in Galt myself. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. So I started focusing on something like that. But at that time, COVID was still very much a thing, unfortunately, and it wasn't feasible to move forward with. So I did go back to my original career back in HR and continue to work full time. But this came up for sale with the 2 girls that used to own it, which are amazing human beings. And it just fell right in my plate.
Awesome. That's great.
Kind of not a great story, but a good one.
Yeah, no, this is
just fall in my lap.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm looking forward to taking my grandkids there.
Yes. I hope you guys come out soon.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jolean. I greatly appreciate it. And I think the audience is going to be pretty excited about this, because it's
hope so.
Not a lot. I've never really heard of anything like this, and it's really cool.
It is. Awesome. And I hope to see everybody out.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you, Walter.
Thanks for listening to I Love Cambridge with Walter Montero. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest updates to I Love Cambridge, you can check ilovecambridge.ca, and you like our Facebook page, I Love Cambridge Ontario. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.